Okay, so this will be our part 2. We're gonna continue with our tall ship painting, and we're just going to add more and more details and clean it up a little bit to make it better and better. Okay, so we are going to take the filbert brush, which is almost something between flat and round brush. I will go back to the sails and I'll add a little bit more spots, and I will probably cover parts of the liners that I did just because I wanted to do that for the first part of the class, but we can always touch that up. And then I am going to take a small round brush, go back to my darker colors and add a little bit more, emphasize on parts of the sails that I want to. Wipe my brush but not clean it completely and create that line right here, which is part of the second sail behind. And if I want to tone down something, I'm not necessarily going to go in smooth brush strokes, but I can just do a little bit of patting or dabbing. Okay, so a little water and add a little more color to this, and also right behind the rope ladder that's going up. And the same thing is going to happen here, and it's going to go around. Also right underneath that, underneath that. Okay. So I'm going to go and touch gently, so I'm going to use that brush. I said I'm going to retire this brush, right? And connect some of the parts. And also we have 3-4 lines right here. And then we have a few lines coming down here. Just playing around and adding more color to it. Softening that, which is almost looking like a skin color, peachy skin color. Then I'm going to take the baby brush, which is a 0, and I'm gonna add a few little details here on the sail. So obviously the sail is connected, so we want to kind of fake that, and it's connected on a triangle right here, so we can get that part a little darker. Same thing happens here to last. You're going to give more details. Leave this part a little higher. is happening on the ship on the top, sticking out. Okay. Also, it's connected here. Add a few little dots representing that connection between the line and the sail. That's going to be okay. So I think this part right here should not be here. So I'm gonna take out. It's a good time to buy brushes because a lot of the brushes are on sale before the end of the year. So I will post some links to those brushes. I think that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. And since we barely have to touch, I'm gonna be going a few times in an area. I don't want to push my brush down at all. I'm gonna use just the very end of the brush, and I'll try a few times before I get it even on the paper or canvas, because I don't want to get a thick line. I want to get a thin line of white. And I'm gonna get a little bit of the dark blue, and I'll just give a little bit of a shadow on the flag. So there is our American flag, also with barely touching here. And I'm gonna give a little bit of a shadow underneath this flag. It's gonna stand out better and clean this one up. Poke that a little bit higher. Using the dark blue, red, and black color, it gives me a beautiful shade of very dark purple. So it works beautifully with my shadows. Perfect. So obviously getting our details a little bit more emphasized everywhere, so we don't want to rush it. Working on the ladder going up to the top of the mask and getting more of that darker color. So first we did with gray, which was much lighter, and now I'm just tuning things out a little bit. This is down, this goes. There's a net here just in case somebody falls off, climb on it, or I think they climb on that. I'm sure they do. They climb on everything. Okay. let's work a little bit more on that water. Our blues and greens. So we're going to create more waves. We are closer. The water is closer to us, so we can see a little bit more of the movement of the ocean. Going further away, the lines are shorter than what we did for the sky, but and smaller. So I'm going to wipe my brush, but not completely take the color that it's present. Then I'm going to grab a little bit of the paint that I use for the sails. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add some of that right here, representing the sails that we can see in the water. Not going on the white part of the wave, because that part is coming towards us. So let's get a little bit of that. So I change back to my filbert. There is a high peak of a wave right here. So I'm gonna create one wave and it's right there. We can make the ocean a little bit lighter, going close to the horizon. You can see it's maybe in a little bit of a fog. And coming close, and I'm moving my brush in a very slight, kind of happy faces, but far away they'll be almost invisible, and closer I can make bigger happy faces. Let's get a little bit of the darker here. And that's going to give us that illusion of a little bit more waves and movement in the water. But I ran out of my beautiful blue, red, and black color. So I'm gonna add it right here. Back to that sail color with a tiny bit of blue in it. And my brush is not super loaded, so I just dab my brush on the paper I'm using to clean my brushes, and I am going to give the water a different color right on this side of the boat, the ship, and oops, not here, but right here maybe. So I need to fix that part, not here, because that's under our wave. Right under the wave it's much darker, but then the wave thins out, still darker than the water. In our case, a little bit of green, little bit of white, a little bit of darker blue. Tiny little lines. We're adding tiny little lines on the bottom of that wave and pulling it over. And I'm gonna do the same thing right on all of them. And I love this color, so I'm gonna just add a little bit of it. Okay. Just pulling a little bit further away with a different color. Let's go back in here and add that darker, and just underneath my white cap, just underneath the foam of the wave. I'm gonna go with a lighter color, and I can pull and then move sideways. So as soon as the wave is done lifting, my brush goes from side to side. And I'm bringing paint, but it's not over mixed. So I have white and a beautiful bluish greenish color. And when I am depositing on the canvas, I will see little streaks of the bluish greenish and the white. So if you see right here, the wave, there's few streaks, and that just helps you when you're not over mixing. It helps you to create things much easier than when you're over mixing your colors. All right, so darker. Follow the line of the white cap a little bit, but not like a perfect line. I am breaking the line using a smaller brush because my little wave there is much smaller. Lighter color. I'll pull out, down, and then when I'm on the flat area, I will start moving my brush to the side. And there is our ocean, some waves. Let's get a little bit of darkness right here. Then I'm gonna go back to this part and I'm gonna add a little bit of movement. I'm gonna go even darker to that side. So my brush, I'm just grabbing a little bit of water to make it move easily on the surface, but I'm not washing it. So I have the blues, the greens, and I'm just creating a little bit of a darker shadow right here. Then I'm gonna go wash my brush a little better, and I'm gonna go pure white and load it, my baby tiny brush. And now I'm going to do a little bit of build up. Build up. Wash the brush slightly, so I still have white, but now this white, if I apply it, it's going to be transparent, and I am going to pull behind the ship a little bit. Just slightly, not overdoing it at all. Okay. Okay, so the only part that bothers me is this. So I'm going to work on that. And I'll move it side to side. A little more water so I can make that brush go smooth. And I want to move faster. Okay. Get a little bit of light and just slightly tone that line down. And I'm not gonna quite delete it, but I'll tone it down. So I still have a better line and my first line. And obviously, if you are a beginner, don't expect, unless they're amazing, to do perfect straight lines. You just practice those and pretty much in one point it will happen. Okay, so I lighten my dark color a little bit. The same thing I'm gonna do. Those few lines here, I am gonna go and barely, I am almost not touching the canvas. And if I don't make a perfect line, I usually try to kind of fake it somewhere to make it seem like it's perfect. So there's always something you can do about. I'm gonna make this a little thicker here. This one a little thicker. Just add a little line there. Add a little bit of line here. Okay. Alright, so my sky is a little bit boring, and especially on the top part, so I will go back to it. Take a little bit of dirty bluish white, and I'm going to build a little more clouds. Take more white, take more white. Water. That was green. Did not want it that, but it's okay. I'll just grab a little bit blue. Play around with that. A little more white. Water. Smooth and thin out the bottom of the cloud, going to the next cloud. And again, I'm moving on a sideways motion. Alright. Okay, that is a lot more fun than just a plain sky, which we have here way too often. more clouds right here. And I think we can almost seem like we can be done. And obviously once I finish painting, I might go back and look at it again and see what I will touch. It could be days, weeks, months. I would not plan on exact day, which is not how we work here. I'm adding a little bit of a transparent bluish hue because everything is blue, the ocean and the water. So if we have the sun shining on the backside and giving us a little bit of color from the sails into the water, it most likely will be reversed too. Part of that will be affected. Like the color of the water is going to be somewhere on our ship. I did want to make this a little lighter, so I'm gonna get my big brush, lighter green. Make sure you're not mixing your green with blue. Turning this sideways, and I am going to apply that. Let's get some of that orangey yellow, azul. Just brighten this line a little bit and not completely changing it, just adding to it. So that's pretty much it. I will sign my name. Even though a lot of times I don't sign my name until it's complete. So I have too much details on this side, so I will sign it on this side. D.A. Damn sun. Same. And I think our second part is done.